So I was just thinking that I'd want to record me going over one of my VODs. Even though clips of this one will be in a video, I just felt like breaking down one of them. Even though, yes, it is quick play. However, it's really all I play. So I'm not going to play rank just for me to VOD review me in bronze and silver. But I don't know, maybe I'll get the competitive bug at some point in this game. But anyway, I just wanted to go over this, kind of talk about what I was thinking, what I try and do while I play Angela, specifically for this one. So I do like Angela a lot on domination maps because you're forced to be in this point. So you can easily kidnap people because they all have to be here anyway. So that's really what I try and go for. But I try with the hitbox a lot, and you have to be real direct with where you hit them. And then I got a bubble from my mag right there, which was super nice. They just started ignoring me, so I really could have taken one of the healers, if not both of the healers there. But I decided my life was more important. And since she decided to isolate herself, I took it in my own hands. That's the goal right there, typically, is just scooping up. Supports are typically what I try and go for, but really any kind of squishy character. Just drag them into your team or isolate them from their team. I gave up right there because their mag hit me with his, I don't know the name of it, his ability that pushes you. So I was already displaced from it, and I didn't want to try and dive in more and get myself killed. But Angel is really good against like single targets, and you can be good in groups with your ult because the axes deal damage in an arc pretty much, so you can hit multiple people. And yeah, this was just everybody pressing Q right here. I think I die. I think we all die here. Yeah. So this was, in fact, my only death this game. It was on first point. So I think I'm going for my ult right now. I really like waiting until I can see like their healers grouped up together, or like kind of like that. I like going for the backline in those situations because they're easier to kill and they're more valuable. Like with the healers, they're way more valuable. So here, what I'm looking for normally in these situations is healers grouped up, and if like mag was pushed up a little more and like these were pushed back a little bit more, like if their damage were pushed back a little more, I would have wanted to get more value out of it, but I knew they didn't have either support ult, so I figured they would be vulnerable here. And luckily for me, I think that, yeah, the Punisher gets hit with it too, so he gets pulled back. But then they all kind of go towards me to try and save their friends. But me and our Ultron just really kind of clean them up here. And then everyone else just kind of joins in with us after the fact to get a good wipe right there. And then I'm going in. I knew they weren't going to portal because I was looking at the tab right here. So I saw that none of them changed characters. But still, I didn't want to risk anybody getting close enough to hit the overtime. So that's typically what I try and do on end of rounds, especially in domination. And that one's so easy because it's just a straight line pretty much from one spawn to the other. But yeah, that's typically what I try and do in those situations. And I like this map a lot because there is the sides that you can throw people off of. It's a little trickier with this, and you'll see me try it quite a bit on this point. Trying to throw people off. And a lot of the time it fails because I'm still trying to learn the hitbox of getting her. But you can see I'm trying instantly. I hit Mag, but I don't spear him. So then I just go in, push him back. That's something else I do with the spear when it's like fully charged up like that. I try and displace him, push him back, so that way we could get the starting control over the point. And here I see that both of the healers are half. And I had a feeling that one of them at least had their support ult, which actually looking at it, both of them have it. So so then I took him out of the ult, but he gets himself back into it. And I'm just kind of hiding from the Punisher ult right here. I spear both of them, trying to get him off the point again. So that was a kind of long fight to get first capture. Our Mantis was actually so aggressive, but they were doing really well, so I wasn't stopping them. Like, they had more damage than I do at this point. Oh, I was looking at the stats. There I am. I'm hunting, trying to take someone off the map. Poor Mag had to go. So that's the goal this whole game, really, as a character with Angela. Just trying to take people off. Now, someone I do try and avoid quite a bit is Thor. He does very well against Angela, which is funny because they have a team up together. But his bubble grounds you. So if a Thor is like paying attention to where you are, it is really difficult to go after them. Because right before you spear them, or if you're flying towards them, if they just throw their, it's like Thunder Domain or something like that, that dome, then it'll just ground you as you're trying to push them out. So then it takes you out of that animation. And again, we're being really aggressive here because the Mantis was being really aggressive. And I am looking right here. I will say before it plays, when I see them in that push this way, I am looking to spear at least one of them off the side. I was mainly looking for Mantis because that would be the most valuable one here. But I kind of try a little too early and don't get it. And I think... Oh, yeah, I got stuck on the ledge right there. She would have gotten out anyway because she had her double jump. But I really could have used my ult right there because that is the main thing that I look for. Like, they were also triple support here. Let me... How on earth is it? I don't know how to go up in the, the camera. But, like, there's a good portion right here where the healers are all grouped up. Like, these two specifically are all grouped up. And they're a little damaged. So I could have used my ult right there. And got them preoccupied so that both of their tanks would have had less healing going their way. But instead, I try and spear her off. Which, I mean, it still works. They both die. Mag ends up dying anyway. And I gift our Punisher this Thor because I hear him ult. And I'm like, well, let me just throw that right in front of him. And now I get to aura ult. But yeah, that's that game. That was a pretty quick game. It was like, what, 9.5 minutes in total, but I think it's like 7 minutes of gameplay. This one specifically, there are really good points on this map that are good for Angela. And I believe we were attacking on this. So, yes, we were attacking. So you'll see me right here. I was looking over here at first. And they do have a Spider-Man, which I do try and go after a lot. Which I don't know if that's really the best use of my resources, especially because... Oh yeah, there's what I try and do all the time, instantly. But anyway, I don't think it's the best use of my resources or your resources as Angela to go after divers because you're not the most consistent damage. You're very bursty. So like if they're low leaving, then I think you could get them. But if they're full health and you're dealing with it by yourself, there's really not a good chance that you're going to be able to kill them. Like you saw with the Spider-Man, I got him to like half, but he was able to leave. So this is the best point in the map for Angela, really. Trying to get people off right there. I die instantly because I stay in the penny mines way too much. And you can't really do much as Angela against the penny mines unless if you kill Penny. But yeah, I die instantly, put my team in a bad spot, so they have to kind of back up because I'm dead. But like the prime Spider-Man excuse, as Angela, you're back pretty quickly. So, and right here, I kind of went over here because I wanted to flank, but it's not, that's not the best angle to kind of go at. Right here, I saw that our Bucky was at half, and he was getting hard targeted by the Ultron. So I needed to fly in front of him to try and block as much of this as possible. And then we teamed up on that kill to get the Ultron in his ult. And then right here, I saw that Phoenix just used her blink ability So I figured she was pretty vulnerable. And then I'm trying to go after that Jeff again because I already knocked him off. And I think I die here. Oh, no, I don't, actually. And then I was going to say, typically, this is a good time to spear Penny because she can't use her wall run, her grapple. So she's a lot more vulnerable in this to displacement, which, as you can see right here, you can just take her right off because she can't use any wall run or anything like that. So, and something I do a lot, I don't know if it's really like useful in any capacity, but the fourth, I'll probably get into my axes in a second. The fourth, actually, I literally use it as movement right there. So you have, when you're in your axes, there's 4 like slashes that you do. And on the 4th one, so you go right, left, right, and then you use both. When you use both on that 4th slash, it's a movement. So it pushes you, I think it's like 5 meters-ish. But I like using that as movement because you can like go up with it. I like going up to high ground with it or getting out of bad situations, putting myself in front of my team. You can use it in a lot of situations. Oh, this was so aggressive. I don't remember if this works out, but I was like, I'm going to be patient because there's not much follow-up. And then I saw the Bucky right there and the Spider-Man waiting. So I was like, oh, might as well. And then the Bucky comes in with his ult. I think he misses. And then, yeah, I throw the Thor up here by himself to get him off of my healers. A lot happened right there. Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about this. So, a time that I like using Angela's ult is to, especially on convoy maps like this, is to keep their team off of the point so that way it can keep pushing as far as possible. So right here, it takes out 2 DPS and their healer that's right there. It makes their Penny push back. And on top of that, it makes their Mantis turn to look at this. So none of them are paying attention to this point that is actively pushing. Not to mention they're all dying. But, like, if that didn't kill 2 of them right there, 3 of them right there with the Penny, then this point would have been stopped a lot sooner. Because they were coming out, it probably would have stopped here, if not at the walkway right there. So it gives the cart more time to push forward when you ult like that in situations far away, like in chokes like that. Another thing that I like doing a lot is if someone with less movement, such as like Thor, well, Thor has a lot of movement, but I like, when I say less movement, I'm excluding Spider-Man that can just whip away, Black Panther that can just dash away. Someone with a big hitbox that's turned away from me and looking at my team. I like catching them off guard and displacing them even farther from their team, which, I mean, here it didn't matter because their healer is dead right here and their other healer is trying to help Penny that just died. So they're now starting to push back into here. And by the time they do... Oh, wait, are they running away right now? I think they're just hiding. But by the time anybody else would be coming in here to help the Thor, he's already across the map, pretty much. And now everyone in here all 5 of us, well, other than the thing, all 4 of us, I guess, that are attacking Thor, just blow him up. And then Spider-Man over here is doing what Spider-Man does best.
Amazing Spider-Man!
And just making, oh, he died. Just making healers want to kill themselves. So let's go back to after we killed Thor. And let's continue. And especially with melee characters, I like getting into Axe's form because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you get overshield when you deal damage in that form. And then I just push these 2 into our team. This is the main thing you should be doing as Angela. Doing soft flanks where you're kind of seeing who is already somewhat isolated, and then you're just finishing the job. You're fully isolating them into your team. So this, I mean, Jeff was pretty much dead as soon as I stabbed him. But Penny, and this was helped by the Spider-Man. I pushed her in. That's one of their tank presences just gone like that. And she was... oh, that's not what I meant to do. She was holed up in here. She was like trying to get a position set up to dig her heels in and help this team have a safe space. So as soon as she dies, this safe space goes away, and they didn't get a chance to even use it. So that ultimately pushes this fight back farther, which I think they end up coming in anyway. Actually, they are pushing back. So it stops the engagement for even that much longer. And then here, I was like, oh no, she just ulted. Jeff is going to try and use his ult. So I was like, I will use my life to stop them from using the Jeff NATO. Which, it worked. They did not use Jeff NATO. Storm died. I died. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a fair trade, but it stopped them from using that stupid team up. And I had another game recently where I was holding my ult for the Jeff NATO every time. Maybe I'll show that in a second. But anyway, I spawned and I got hit by the Phoenix ult, and I forgot that Phoenix ulted. Or I guess I just didn't realize it, and I was like, what did I get hit by? That's why I'm looking around like that. Thing is normally a pretty good counter to Angela, but this guy wasn't playing it very well. Their Penny was honestly doing more damage to me than he was. And I don't know what that Adam was doing. That was a prime quick play Adam ult. This is me. I realized as I stabbed him, I was like, oh, I kind of took that away from him, but we ended up killing him anyway. This, I think I ult right here. I do not recommend ulting like this. Right at their spawn door is not a good decision, because I'm pretty sure I ult and I die. But they're all just grouped up right there, which was my mindset. I was like, they're all right there. We got a couple of kills, but in any normal setting, that would have resulted in me dying and nothing else. Granted, it probably would have stopped them from stopping us from getting to that point anyway, but still, it was not a good decision. That just worked out because this is quick play. Same with me pushing up that far. That only worked because this is quick play. And this is Spider-Man just doing what he does best. Spider-Man and I just come in, clean up. And this is where we started to crumble. Because we're pushed up so aggressively, we're not worrying about the cart at this point. Oh. That's brutal. And I think after the first try of the Jeff NATO, they just kind of gave up. Or maybe the Jeff gave up. One of them gave up on it. And this is just a prime example of how little her spear does if you don't charge it up. Something that you should be doing, and it didn't work right there because she was still in her iframes. You should always try and get Cloak and Dagger or any kind of support that leaves a trail or leaves a support ult somewhere. Take them out of that ult. Like Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman. I guess if Jeff uses his ult, this was terrible. This was me being tired of the penny nest and trying to put the matter into my hands. But as Angela, you simply cannot do that. Unless if you either take 10 minutes and fly above it. That's really it. That's the only way to deal with it, truthfully. So you kind of have to give that off to somebody. But they were all pushed back, and I wanted to keep pushing the cart forward. So I was just greedy right there with that. Oh yeah, that was me missing. Luckily she didn't get any kills off of it anyway. But another thing, Scarlet Witch ult is another prime, just vulnerable ult for you to go after as Angela. Because she can't do anything. She can't use any stuns or anything unless she already placed it. And she's just floating there with a giant exclamation mark over her. So always try and get Scarlet Witch out of her ult. And even though her shield, Angela's shield, is only 350, I always use it to help people try and back up. Like right here, I saw our Mantis was trying to push back, so I wanted to use my shield to kind of guard her as she's leaving. And I stopped a stun, which probably wouldn't have hit her. It would have hit me if I wasn't using my shield. But still, it hit a stun. It was pretty good. I'm pushing the penny back so we can get a little farther out of the tunnel. And I want to see right there. My thing ulted. I have a sneaking suspicion that, yeah, I think the Cloak and Dagger that I pushed out. Oh, what on earth? I think the Cloak and Dagger that I pushed out would have definitely been hit by this, if not at the end of it. I don't know. They might have walked into it. But yeah. And this was this if I like, this is another ult that if I got it back, I would have held on to it for a little longer. Because this wasn't really... It got 2 kills. I mean, I guess it was kind of impactful because the Cloak and Dagger would have had her ult for this. But I think I end up dying anyway for it. Oh no, actually I don't end up dying for it. But we still end up losing the fight to it. There's when I die. I died there because I didn't go back with my team. I assumed that I could keep the point, and I could not. So yeah, both tanks are dead right there. They have to push back, and that's really the story of the last like 3 minutes of this. Because if I would have switched to a tank that has a good front presence right here, we probably would have won this. But instead I saw that I was going 29-3 on Angela, and I was like, that's so good. Why would I switch off of this? And I probably could have made a difference if I was on Mag, or if I was on Strange, or if I was on Emma this whole time. But I was just stubborn. So the main reason I think Angela doesn't do well in this is, I mean, it's a box, right? Like, I could have tried to push people into these offshoots to isolate them, but I wouldn't have been able to have any follow-up by my team. I could have tried to push them down here when my team was down here, but there's no real way without taking really long offshoots that are very visible to the enemy team of me being able to isolate people. So this is a tricky place to really make Angela have her true value. So I should have realized that sooner and swapped off. Now, granted, this is quick play, so really you could win by using anything. I won a game in quick play with 6 healers on my team, and that was probably the most fun I had that whole day. But yeah, we end up losing that game, even though my team did pretty well. I would say numbers wise, my team should have won, but it's not about numbers. It's an objective based game, and that's what cost us the win. So that map is really good with Angela to a point. I would say once you get to the 3rd point with Angela, swap off to a different tank. Could you make it work? Of course you can make it work. I probably could have made that work if I played it better, but I didn't. Oh, this is a game. This is that game. We end up losing this game, but I'll show a couple of points from this, and then I'll go to that one Emma game.
I'm not judging.
So I was getting pissed off that game. Let's see. So they were using the Jeff NATO comp, and specifically, is this the point? The waterfall point was the one that I was really going hard on it. Yeah, this one. We'll just watch this point, because this shows what I was talking about with the Jeff NATO comp. I was holding my ult as Emma for either the Jeff or the Storm, whichever one was going to ult second. I think it was normally the Jeff that was ulting second. So here I was like, I don't think I do it quite. Oh yeah, here we go. I was like, I'm not letting this Jeff ult with the Storm. And then the mag bubbled him, so he was able to ult. And then we got isolated instantly from everyone else and ended up dying on point. But I end up doing that a couple of times. There's another point where they're waiting for the Storm to get her ult.
Emma Frost never surrenders.
against the world.
Pulse charge, fire.
We were kind of getting like hard destroyed in this game. Yeah, this one I was like, nope, I am not letting this Jeff ult. But yeah, that was really all I wanted to show you from this game specifically. You'll see some Emma gameplay from this. Don't worry. Don't worry. Emma is my favorite tank to play. But I think I play a fair amount of Angela in this game as well. On this one, sometimes I'm really aggressive and I sit up there. But typically I like sitting up here on this and then eventually either going through the building on this side or just going over top. But typically I just want to see who they have. And then yeah, I'm flying over this side so that I can isolate somebody. So my struggle with this part. First, I don't fully hit the invisible woman. So I don't stab her. And then I get earthbound because of the aura of the thing right there. So then I have to get back. And I'm constantly looking for just isolations still. And I just get destroyed because half my team was already dead. So it was just tough sledding. I don't remember if I don't TP. And then I go in here, try and stop point, but I die instantly because the thing right there. And then I don't remember if I stay on Angela after that or if I switch to Emma after that. I switched to Emma after that. I was like, I am not dealing with this thing on Angela because if a thing knows how to play against an Angela, it's like so difficult. And then I'm instantly going on the thing because Emma hard just shuts down thing. And then our blade decided to 1v6 his ult. And that forces us to kind of stay back here until everybody gets back. As soon as I see my beam on 100, I ult right there as well. As soon as I see my beam on 100 and I see all of these vulnerabilities go through, I start hunting the squishy characters. And then that was a terrible ult because I'm at 200 health. And simply put, my team is not in position to help me with this. As you can see, both of my healers, like this is the healer that would be able to see me out of the two, and I'm not in vision. So she can't heal me. The blade could help. However, these are the targets I'm looking at, and none of my team can see the targets that I'm looking at. So this was just an overzealous ult on my part that results in me wasting my ult and dying, and them, my Sue, using her invisible boundary earlier than she would have wanted to because I died. And then typically what you want to do, which I didn't really do it very well, when you use your crystal like that, you want to be able to hit both the crystal and your target in diamond form, because your punches are like cleaves pretty much. They're like Angela's axes, right? They hit in an arc. So if I was, instead of looking directly at the Hulk, if I was looking in between them, like right here, if I was to the right a little bit and hitting both of them, now granted, he's in this form, he's invincible anyway. Regardless of that, if I was hitting both of these at the same time, I would be doing more damage. And we do end up killing him anyway, because my shield is blocking any healing that would be coming in for him. Instead of hitting him, they're hitting the shield. Now, she does get that through, because you can't really block that with a shield or anything. But any other healing was blocked by the shield. You want to try and use your E as much as possible, because it's a very, I mean, it's a pretty short cooldown. It's like 6 seconds. So you want to use that as much as possible. Now I'm missing it quite a bit here, because I haven't really played Emma in a while. And with other shield tanks, you can block things ult by doing that. With Emma, as you can clearly see, you cannot. Now, I actually don't know if you can. I'm assuming you can't, because I try that all the time out of instinct from the other tanks that I play, and that doesn't work ever. So if you're playing Emma and a thing ults you, don't waste your time doing that. Either use your diamond form if you have it, or if you don't, just pray.
All they did was make me angrier.
Shields up. Still got an edge.
And then here I start going after the Sue, because she's very low, but I end up dying because our team over here is preoccupied with keeping the point, which is the goal, of course. And I isolated myself from the team. So that is the second time I've done that in this game. Because honestly, at this point, I was kind of tilted. And I was playing mad. I was playing this Emma mad, specifically. So I get a lot of deaths that I should not be getting, simply because I'm playing mad instead of playing like focus.
All they did was make me
I'm 4 and 6 at this point. I am tilted. I'm very much not happy with how this is going. I run into a wall. Now, typically when you ult as Emma, the best part of Emma's ult is that other people that are getting hit by it cannot be ulted. Or your enemies that are getting hit by your ult cannot ult. So typically, what you want to do with Emma's ult is look at and focus either people you think have ults or the supports. Those are like the main focuses with your Emma ult, because those are the impact kind of plays that you're looking to either prevent or delay. And my Thor here just cleaned up the Sue, which does actually have her ult. So that was very good for him to finish that kill. And then I put my shield there so that way their rocket right there can't do any more healing to the Bruce, so that we can finish him. And then their Sue just comes in by herself with the aggressive ult. And always, always, always focus rocket ults. That was such a great stun by the Hela. I would have gotten hit by that. He was looking at me with that. He would have hit... I don't know if he would have hit anybody else. He probably would have hit the Hela as well. But he was definitely doing that, looking at the 3 blonde white women in a line right here. And the Hela stopped it. And I was pretty aggressive right there. But I was hoping my healers would come up with me when they saw them backing up right there. But that just didn't happen.
You can't be rid of me so easily, I'm afraid.
But something that does prevent at least a few of those deaths is being vocal with when you're being aggressive. I was not being vocal with when I was being aggressive. I was just being aggressive. That's a very interesting shield by me. I really don't know what I was thinking with that. Then right there, using diamond form, I saw that there wasn't anyone that I could isolate with it, because the Hulk bubble's right there, so I wouldn't be able to grab anybody. So I figured right here, the best case scenario would be to take out one of their healers while I'm in diamond form. So I used the E instead of as a grab. Obviously, I was hoping I could grab her regardless. I used it as a movement ability to push myself in range to kill her. And then I was going to go for the rocket, but there are some characters that just aren't worth going after in certain forms. And Rocket is one of them when you're in diamond form, because he has dashes, he has his wall run. He's not worth it. And then here, I focus the healer again. She somehow lives through that. If I could have gotten that kill, that would have been really nice. So she used her double jump to get out. I get killed by Hulk.
All they did was
I died way too much this game. I could have prevented at least half of my deaths at this point by just thinking. think that was just lag. I don't know. I don't know why it's like jittery like this. I was looking at her because at this point I didn't see anybody else. Like the hella flew away. I didn't see the rocket right there. So I was just trying to look at her.
You stopped them in their tracks.
I suppose that helped.
And at this point I was okay. Normally when I see a Bruce I try and kill him. But at this point I was okay with not being aggressive after that Bruce because
Only 6
it would take him longer to get back into Hulk form if he was alive with this kind of push, because they were very passive. That was just a terrible ult by their Invisible Woman. That shield that I put up there was not great, but I was panicked. Again, focus, rocket ults. What I was thinking right here was I need to get to point as fast as possible, even if I was ignoring the Hulk in his ult.
You did your part, I suppose.
We did end up winning. That was a very sloppy game. I wish I would have played a lot better, but we ended up winning regardless. But yeah, that's this. I just wanted to kind of go over a couple of games. I was wanting to do Angela, but I guess I ended up doing Emma at the end as well. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos, such as more Marvel Rivals, more funny moments from Marvel Rivals, my Minecraft videos, the Backlog Chronicles, or anything else, any other games that I decided to record and put on here. If you guys did enjoy this, let me know. If you guys did enjoy, I'd be happy to do more stuff like this, breaking down more games that I've played, or going back into previous games that I have saved on my computer. If you guys want to see those, I had some early season 1 or season 2 Cloak and Dagger games that I recorded on there. I have a few Doctor Strange games, Emma games as well. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching again. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.